because it's an emotional film and there's so much happening, sort of when it finished, I didn't know what to do with myself for a couple of days because I was thinking, oh God, but surely I should still be looking for answers. Oh, no, I know what they are now, you know?
Today we are joined with the lovely Georgia Locke around her brand new film, Strictly Confidential, that you can catch streaming right now on Prime and Apple TV. Around hearing more about that film and the craft of dramatic acting, we also hear about her life as a poet, the writing she does, and her new adventures into live spoken word. Also, she leaves us with some awesome advice for aspiring actors and gives us a little hint of what's next for her career. This was such a fun talk that left me with a big smile. And yeah, let's get right into it. So nice to meet you, Georgia. How you doing today?
So nice to meet you too. I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Really great, really great. I think it's cool to talk to you today because I just kind of like looked at your resume like after watching the movie and noticing like a decade ago you were kind of like doing all this like Disney stuff and getting children's awards. Cut 10 years later, it's like one of the spiciest films I've seen this year, you know? Like I kind of want to know like a little bit about you getting the script, your reaction to it and what gravitated you towards wanting to do this.
I mean, I love a bit of a mystery. I love a bit of a thriller. I like scripts that keep you guessing all the way through. And I mean, with this script, every page, you're like, oh my goodness. So it was really my cup of tea, if you will.
Cool, cool. Yeah, and even like as I felt like midway watching it too, I'm like, this is like a soap opera, but almost like a full season put into the time of a movie of like the pace and everything. And I feel like usually like I'm not the demographic for that kind of film, but I was having a lot of fun with it, and I think you
I'm
guys did
so
like a great job with it.
Thank
And
you. I'm so glad. Yeah, I mean, a lot goes on. It's constant twists and turns. Yeah, I love it.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And again, like it's I think it's like extra cool to like talk to you out of like all the people in the film because there was something I was just like thinking about talking to a screenwriter the other week on just like some little like nuances with acting that I never like really like thought about until recently. But one thing you do in this film a lot was when there's like times where like things are happening, there's points where there's like no dialogue, but your face will like say so much of just like distress and everything too. And I just kind of want to know like when you're doing like a film like this and having like a shoot for like how long is it, like do you feel like a lot of like exhaustion kind of like staying locked into that kind of role and always just being like extra emotional and everything?
I think definitely. I mean, in all shoots, they do become so all encompassing. You're on all the time. So they're naturally exhausting by nature in a lovely way. But definitely with this, it was so, and we did a really quick shoot as well. Like we got this done fast. So it was definitely because it's an emotional film and there's so much happening. Sort of when it finished, I didn't know what to do with myself for a couple of days because I was thinking, oh God, but surely I should still be looking for answers. Oh, no, I know what they are now, you know? So it did
Hmm.
feel slightly surreal because my whole month was just Rebecca. So yeah, it was definitely sort of somewhat surreal when it finished.
Yeah, I think that's something like a lot of people don't think about like behind the scenes when they see you guys doing like these roles where you have to get so locked in, like whether it's like a drama or a horror too. And what are like some things you do to like kind of decompress when you're not in like acting mode?
I really love poetry. I love to write it. I love to read it. So that's something that I find really sort of cathartic. I enjoy that very much, and that really helps me relax.
Oh, that's super cool. And is the poetry like kind of like just like a personal thing you keep to yourself, or do you like post it anywhere or?
Yeah, I do. I share it around. I won a competition a couple of years ago to have
Oh,
a collection
nice.
published. So I do put it out there, and I've started getting into more spoken word things as well. So that I really that helps yeah, it's a lovely sort of relax away from when you're doing really intense stuff, you know?
Oh, that's cool too. And then even yeah, just you saying doing like the spoken words stuff, that's got to be just like such like a different type of performing, you know? Like I know like when you're doing a movie, you're kind of like with people who kind of know the mission, you're all together like in a bubble. But
Yeah.
that is like a different thing of like vulnerability of like so this is something I wrote and now I'm on this stage in a room of strangers and like what was like the first time like you doing like spoken word and how did you feel about that?
To be honest, I haven't done that many of them. The first spoken night, like open mic evening I did was last October, maybe.
Wow, so it's
I've only done
new
a couple.
too.
Yeah, I was, you're right, it's a different kind of nervousness, I think, because it is from the heart and it's personal. I mean, I get nervous on set, but I think I quite like that. You know, you want to be hoping that your performance is good. I quite like that little bit of, I don't know if nervous is the right word, but that kind of energy, you know. But they are definitely different energies, and yeah, it's nice to be able to do both things.
Yeah, and it's cool that you put it that way too. And even like I felt like when I was like a little younger, like I'm like, oh, I wish these nerves could go away. And I realized sometimes when you're doing certain things or professions or things like they never go away, and it's because it's a feeling that you care and you want to do well, and maybe you're overthinking things. And like
Yeah.
even I've been doing like these interviews for like 10 years, and sometimes like I'm about to go on a Zoom call and it's just like, oh, I hope things are gonna go like you know, so it's kind of
Yeah.
interesting too, where just to think about.
I think we need a word for that, like
Mhm.
kind of like a nervous, but in the nervous just feels wrong in like a good way. I'll write a poem about
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Yeah, definitely send that to me. I want to know what this word is because it's like something that's been part of my life, you know? So that's
Yeah,
awesome.
we'll do a Shakespeare and we'll make up a word for sure.
Hell yeah, I love it. I love it. And even these segments too, I notice like a lot of people kind of gravitate to them who are creatives and like kind of like jumping into their passions and maybe like taking the first step. And would you happen to have like any like general advice for maybe an actor or an aspiring actor trying to get into the industry?
I mean, obviously it's a, you know, it is a tough old business, but I
Hmm.
think act when you can. Like if you're in any situation where you're in a room or in a building and you're not paying rent for that building and you're acting like auditions, like whatever level you, if you're, that's a blessing, you know, just act when you can. Um, and I think that's all I can say really. And have experiences, you know, I think it's important to draw on things from your own life. Just I think it can be so hard with this profession when you're not in a job to feel motivated. But that's just when you're getting ready. You know, you're just taking in things from around, observing, right? And I think don't underestimate how important those times of like relaxation and just observation are in acting. I think if that makes any sense.
No, no, it totally makes sense too. And I feel like sometimes like things change when you almost stop overthinking and like you said, you do it. It's almost like you can think, oh, I want to do this, I want to do this. But even if you're not experienced, I think there's power in just being what you want to be, you know, and just like doing it, making mistakes and like just learning from that and just getting out there and everything.
Yeah, you have to. Yeah.
Yeah, and so we know like Strictly Confidential, like that's coming out. What's next for you? You got any like irons in the fire for some other things like beyond the poetry?
I have some things going on, but I'm not really I'm not really allowed to say too much about them. Um uh there's some I'm working on a untitled Netflix animation at the moment.
Ooh, cool, cool. And it's
That'll yeah happen at some point this year, hopefully.
awesome. Is this something you're writing or you're like gonna be acting in or both?
Uh I'm involved.
Yeah, you can't say. I'm just trying to pry at
I
you.
can't say anything.
Sorry, George.
All
This is what we
right.
do here. But no, that's cool. We got some more stuff to look forward to and everything.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just want to say it was like really fun to talk to you this morning. I don't know if you could tell my hair is a mess. I pretty much just rolled out of bed and just turned on the Zoom. But this is like such a great way to start my day. Really enjoy your vibes, and hopefully like we can talk to you down the road around this untitled secret animation mission you got going on.
I hope so. This has been lovely.
Awesome, awesome, Georgia. Well, I hope you enjoy the rest of your media day, and we'll catch you then.
Thank you so much. Have a good one.